Hey guys, since you're watching this video, that means I survived hiking this ridge, actually several ridges, as you'll see here shortly. Yeah, there's been a couple times I lost my footing where I literally I started tumbling. There's one out of the 3 falls I had today. I literally tumbled so far down a steep ledge. Due to the trail I was hiking had some loose stones and it was very narrow, but I survived after hiking 4 miles, and beautiful scenery, found some pretty cool things, and check it out, watch it till the end, enjoy.
See, last time I was in this area, one thing I noted to everybody is that it's this time of year, fall, where the floor of the forest becomes covered with all kinds of debris. Right now there's a lot of pine litter, leaf litter, and of course the more and more later we get into fall, as you see, it starts coating a lot more. And one thing that makes it this challenging for it is to find tracks. So that's why it's very important. Take your time, look around, and see if you can find impressions. And if you do come across impressions, sometimes take your time. You can carefully remove the debris and litter that's covering the impression, and you might just reveal a nice looking track. I have done so numerous times, but sometimes you're going to take a chance. You're taking a chance because sometimes you'll disrupt or destroy that track or any details that's in it. So definitely take your time and be super very careful. I know that's not really a word, but just be very careful. So it's a lot colder out here than it was last time I was here. A lot colder. So we're going to look around and see what we can come across today. And stay tuned. You guys probably can't see this. Wow. There's a heel right here. Right up here. Big toe. Here's the toes. Wow, that's easily a good 16-inch track. This is a left foot. There's a big toe. Toes arch down this way, and a heel right here. I think that's pretty incredible. I know the camera probably does not do any justice, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing. I do apologize for those who cannot make this out, but in person you can clearly make this out. This is a very large track, alright? And it's going down this trail. Whew! That's pretty awesome. First sign of something good out here I found since I've been out here today. That's a good sign. I'm going to take pictures of that, so that you guys have a very good look around, because it's cold out here. You see there's a ridge in the distance out there, and I'm going to continue going because this here appears to keep going, I don't know, uphill a little bit. There's a possibility it may level out, so we're going to keep going and find out. I'm going to pull out my phone and take a couple pictures of this and see what else we can come across on the way up. Stay tuned. Alright, I'm slowly climbing more elevation here. I'm on a trail, and this trail right here, this is the second time it's about to do this to me, because I've already came around one wind in this trail back a little ways, but as it goes around and it goes back around like that. What this trail is doing, you got layers of ridges here, and down here these little gullies or hollows, as you may call it, See, there's streams down each hollow. There's one on the other side. Last time I was in here, I was 2 ridges over. Well, technically, I was only just a ridge over. I was on the other side of this ridge, but on another ridge. So yeah, technically, yeah, whatever how you want to consider that. However, this area here right now has got a lot of hardwood in this area. But from what I'm noticing, we got pine over there. Alright. Finding some very interesting things along here. I mean, nothing really mind-blowing, but some, you know, starting to make out impressions. You got water source down here. So I just want to point out to you like how this trail is going and how I'm traveling here on foot. So and just to let you know for the record, again, I'll remind you, it is cold out here today. Very cold. If anything's out here, they're going to be bunkered down. The squatchers around, yeah, they're not going to be moving around too much unless they need to eat. So let's carry on. Look at that beautiful ridge over there. This might give you a little bit of an idea how high up I am to get a good view of the other ridge. And just below me, as you see, I'm walking on this trail. And it goes straight down. Right there, goes straight down. You can see how it comes, how I'm coming uphill here. And right above me, yeah, we still have some hardwood. We're starting to get a little bit more pine in here. And also through here, in various areas, there's mountain laurel. Of course, mountain laurel is a tree or a bush, or however you want to refer to it. I prefer tree. It stays year-round, therefore allowing cover. Yeah, the wind is very strong. I'm sure you can hear it through the video footage. Right now it just calmed down, but it was pretty strong. I'm actually on the back side of the ridge. The trail just came around. See, now I'm on this side. I'm starting on the back side of this ridge. And judging from what it looks like here, it does look like another wind. It looks like it may continue over that way. And then you got this ridge here that slopes down. But what I'm guessing is what it's been doing is kind of working our way around. It's been kind of looping around. But I'm taking my time and looking around here. There's a tree that's been broke a long time ago and it healed this way. I'd just like to share with you for educational purposes. Right here we got a mound right here. I'm trying to show you the angle. Got a mound right here. Got a rock sticking out. And now this one here, as you can see, got the trees, the old dead rotted logs, the trees protruding from it. A majority of your mounds found in the forest are usually old root balls of a tree that's been, you know, uprooted or whatever from the wind, nature, weather, or whatever. In some cases, Some of these mounds are so old, you will not find the trees with them. They've rotted so much over the years, where, again, the trees were so rotten over a period of time, they've gone away. So here you are, in this case here, you got a mound with the trees, but again, this mound is from the uprooted trees. A lot of times that's what a lot of mounds are. If they're not from a root system, like here in the George Washington National Forest, in some areas, mounds are found here. A lot of the mounds are found from what used to happen here in the forest. This is an old logging area, farming area. A lot of the old logging roads have mounds to them because they're usually plowed up, pushed over dirt mounds that's been here for years. Here we are, now we're entering into the area that has a lot of mountain laurel. Mountain laurel, these are the areas you want to pay close attention and listen, because any apex predators, a squatch will use these to hide behind, hide under, to ambush their prey. Yeah, I'm not going to climb up this hill to show you this break. I could zoom in on it. That tree break has had some force. And if I had to guess or estimate the height, that break is around, easily around probably 8.5 to 9 feet high. Well, I'm sitting here because I need to catch my breath. And this trail where I'm at right now starts to go back uphill. And from the looks of it, it goes fairly high, so I need to sit here, kind of catch my breath, relax a little bit before I continue on. And one thing I like to do here when the wind's not blowing is to stay still and listen, and just look around, scan my eyes in the forest. It's very important to be observant. Yeah, every once in a while, to get deep in the woods and climb these ridges like this, it's very healthy for you. And also, going in deep in the woods like this, well, keep in mind, when you drive into the national forest out here, you're already entering deep into the forest already. If the forest road allows you just to get in here, then it's up to you to find these trails and or find locations to hike in here. It's a very remote area, very secluded. Yeah, last time I was in this area, I have reason to believe that I was being followed and watched. If anything is around right now, if it's watching me, I don't know. I'm not getting that feeling, because usually when you get that feeling, there's a good chance that there is something around. But here in you know, this is backcountry right here, you know, I mean, I've done a lot of deep hiking, exploring. Usually the deeper you go, the more exciting it is, because that's when you start to find a lot of awesome stuff. And you know, hiking and exploring around a lot of the hardwoods, you know, your oaks and maples and all, you know, I believe it's a slimmer chance compared to exploring through a, you know, area that's full of pine. And I'll try to explain that, why I believe being around the pine, the pine forest areas that have a lot of heavy pine, it's darker in those areas, and the pine trees and everything, the pine litter on the ground, it all allows for a natural blend. Again, unless you have a lot of mountain laurel in an area, again, like I mentioned earlier, it allows for cover. And a lot of these, some of these tree breaks, I am carefully observing the tree breaks. For one, the freshness of it. Two, for hair. Now, a lot of you guys may come across hairs on broken trees and twists, and you need to be very careful, because bears are very common for that. A lot of broken trees, limbs, a lot of you may come across hair that has gotten snagged on it. And I will tell you, from my experience over the years, you know, it's common bear behavior. And 99.9% of the time, it will be bear hair. You have a very slim chance of it being squatch hair. I've been telling people that for a long time. And sometimes it's good to repeat it every so often. Again, ladies and gentlemen, not everything in the forest is Bigfoot. There's a lot of other wildlife right here that people ignore and forget to, you know, they just neglect natural causes. They neglect wildlife. They forget what actually really does live here. In some areas, I don't believe that Bigfoot is heavily populated as much as deer and bear are. That may be the case. They may be populated in patches throughout various areas. But here in the George Washington National Forest, here in Virginia, I mean, they have so much terrain, so many ridges. I mean, there's over 130,000 acres of forest, and that's not included what runs into other states. You got the Blue Ridge Parkway, Skyline Drive, all the Blue Ridge Mountains, Allegheny Mountains, all, you know, there's so much terrain and forest in the state of Virginia alone. Of course, you got the Blue Ridge Mountains that runs down into North Carolina. Got the Appalachian Trail, runs from Georgia to Maine. Going out looking for Bigfoot is not as easy as what some people believe it is, or what some may claim. So we're going to continue on here very shortly. So I hope to share something good with you guys here soon. So continue watching. Now, we got, look at these mounds here. Now I got one down there, I can tell you that, like I explained earlier, that comes from the trees being uprooted. Seeing this one right here in front of me, got 1, 2, 3, 4 other mounds not appearing to have any trees with them. Now these here I find a little interesting. They're small, but I will tell you they do appear to be interesting. Now this one here, it's a larger one. But see, the one thing here, it's got a dip in front of it. A lot of times that indicates that this was a part of a a down tree. Just wanted to point that out to you. I found that interesting that there's a cluster of mounds in this one area right here. See, I'm starting to see some rock ledges and stuff, piles of rocks. If I start seeing more, I gotta be careful because they could form dens. And in those dens, we know that there could be bears. I did see some bear tracks. They weren't big, but they were bear tracks. Kind of a young bear. Where there's young bears, there's older bears, and older bears, I know there's big bears in here. I've seen them. Man, it's hard to see with the sun blinding you. I'm gonna tell you what, hiking on a cold fall day, climbing elevation as high as I am, going around this long windy trail that keeps going up each level onto a new ridge, and having no water, because I've done this before. I test myself sometimes, but doing this on a cold day, no water, only relying on the creeks that I've come across to get sips of water out of, this will test your endurance. Yes, this will test your endurance. And wait a minute, what do we got here? Where's the rest of that tree? I don't know, but that's pretty cool looking right there. Something big and strong had to break that thing. That's a fresh green tree. But where's the rest of it at? That down tree don't belong. That belongs down there. I'm going to show you guys something right here. And I'm not seeing the rest of the tree. I find this kind of interesting. But yeah, just as I was saying, hiking up a ridge, well, several ridges, cold day, no water. Whew, it will test your endurance. I've stopped a few times to catch my breath. But what I'm doing today, this ain't my first time doing this. This ain't my first rodeo. But yeah, let me turn this around and check this out. You see the crack right there? See the break? Now see, the rest of it's broke off. But I'm not looking, well, excuse me, I'm not seeing the rest of what that was, where the remainder of that tree is. I mean, that's been rotted out, so the rest of it's probably somewhere else. Who knows where that is? But the way that's broke, I feel like there could be a possibility. I mean, most likely this is probably just natural weather, storm brought it down, but that's not rotted right there. Right there where it's broke, that's not rot. That's strong, fresh green. That's not rotted at all. Now, if you look very carefully, look how it's twisted. The fibers are twisted in. Yep. And got a break right there. And down below, looking down the hill, got that break right there. All right. Yeah, let me zoom in. That's a beautiful view right there. You guys got to check this out. The mountains and the ridges, the way everything overlaps around here. Yeah. Yeah, so you see that how it's bent? It was broken over at some point, and yes, it grew like that. It healed that way. Very interesting. So we got a broken bend that healed over a period of time. Got an X right there. And it looks like up through here it gets a little thicker in here. We're running back into some mountain laurel and the pines. And I'm telling you what, I'm by myself here. I'm well over 3 miles in right now. Got some ways to go yet. I'm still on top of the ridge. Been hiking on top of this ridge for a long time. Okay, as you see, I got ridges all around me. Let's keep going. It's beautiful through here. Right here, what you're looking at is one of the many sources of water that I use when I'm out here in the woods. One thing I suggest, if you do what I'm about to show you, what I do quite often, you need to know your area. You need to understand and know your water sources and where they come from. You know, there's springs. A lot of your streams, like this here, they're spring fed. Of course, from the rain and everything too that gets into the soil. washing over the limestone. It's a natural purifier. It purifies the water sources around here. And right here in the George Washington National Forest, I am never afraid to drink water, especially flowing water. So I am about to quench my thirst here very carefully without busting my butt. That it's good, fresh spring water, ice cold, and it's clean. Not only do we have an X there, got a tree was bending over right there. Whew.